Hello everyone, welcome to Points and Leisure. My name is Irshad and today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Chase Sapphire Reserve refresh. Before I get into the details, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more updates and news on credit cards and how to utilize your points. So there is a lot to unpack with the refresh of the Chase Sapphire Reserve news from Chase. Chase Sapphire Reserve is one of the most popular premium credit card in the market, along with the Amex Platinum and a Capital One Venture X. The annual fee for the Chase Sapphire Reserve is $550 a year, but that is set to jump to $795 starting June 23rd, 2025. That is different for existing members, mainly because there is a law that requires credit card companies to give a 45-day minimum notice to existing credit card holders. Chase Sapphire Reserve refresh officially takes place on June 23rd, 2025. So anyone that is looking to get the card for the first time and applies on June 23rd or after will get charged a renewal fee of $795 and will have access to all of the benefits right away, as expected. However, if you are a current Chase Sapphire Reserve cardholder and your renewal date is on or before October 25th, you will be charged the $550 annual fee, but that comes with the caveat that you will not have access to any of the newer benefits except for the points boost up until October 25th. So none of the benefits actually apply to current Chase Sapphire Reserve holders starting June 23rd. It will start October 25th. However, if you are currently a Chase Sapphire preferred member and you're potentially looking into doing a product change into the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you have up until before the 23rd, June 23rd, to product change and lock in a rate of $550 annual fee. Again, if you do that, do the product change, you will not have access to the new benefits until October 25th, just like any current Chase Sapphire Reserve members. So let's talk about the changes and the new benefits that come with the refresh. So first up is the annual fee. Annual fee currently is $550 a year, but that is set to jump to $795, which is a 45% increase. But there are a host of changes and new additional benefits that we'll talk about that should more than make up the difference. Along with the annual fee, the fee for authorized user actually rises from $75 per authorized user to $195. That is a steep increase, and as far as I am aware, the benefits don't really change, for the authorized user. So next up is the travel credit that Chase Sapphire Reserve is known for. It comes with a $300 travel credit that is very easy to use. You don't really even have to think about it because any travel related charge to the card counts towards that $300. And luckily that hasn't changed for the refresh either. So that stays $300, and that usually counts for any travel, whether it's third-party booking directly through hotels or airlines. So that's here to stay. In terms of points earned for flights and hotels, currently it's 3 points per dollar, and that is actually set to increase to 4 points per dollar. So that's 1 point per dollar more for flights and hotels. However, the other travel, which includes a booking through third party, public transportation, even EasyPass, right now the card earns 3 points per dollar spent. That is to go down to 1 point per dollar starting June 23rd. So that's a decrease of 2 points per dollar, and that's a huge bummer. Up next is booking through the Chase travel portal. So as of right now, you get 5 points per dollar spent through the Chase portal on flights and 10 points per dollar on hotels. That is set to be uniform across the board for flights and hotels to 8 points. So that's a mixed bag. You get 3 points more per dollar spent on flights, but you get 2 points less points per dollar spent on hotels. So uniform, it's 8 points per dollar if you book through Chase Portal. Restaurants, that hasn't really changed. You get 3 points per dollar spent, and it will continue to be that way. Lounge access, that hasn't changed either, and that's actually very good news, mainly because other providers like the Amex Platinum card and the Capital One Venture X, they've been clawing back with some of the lounge access. For example, for both of the cards that I just mentioned, the Capital One Venture X and the Amex Platinum, they have gotten rid of the guest policy for the Centurion Lounge or the Capital One Lounge, unless you spend over $75,000 a year. At that point, that benefit becomes available for you. But Chase has not done that. So with Chase Sapphire Reserve, you get the Priority Pass Select, along with the access to Chase Sapphire Lounges, and you can bring 2 guests with you. And this is great for people that travel with family. Up next is the TSA PreCheck and Global Entry credit. You get up to $120 every 4 years, which is pretty standard on most travel premium credit cards. So you can get PreCheck or Global Entry or even Nexus credit. The next one is a DoorDash credit. Currently, you get up to $420 per year, and that's really broken up into coupon booking, and this is where it begins. And just a heads up, the refresh goes very much into the couponing, like Amex Platinum, and I'll talk about more of it. But in order to get the DoorDash credit, it comes in 3 different transactions per month. So per month, you get $5 for restaurants and 2 $10 credits for groceries and other things. So that's $25 a month, but you have to make 3 different transactions. So that adds up to $300 a year. And you also get Dash Pass included, which is $10 per month. So that's another $120. And that hasn't really changed, so it's here to stay. And last but not the least, this is going to be a huge takeaway in terms of benefits, is the point redemption. As of right now, the ultimate rewards, if you earn it through Chase, if you choose to utilize it through the Chase portal, you get 1.5x for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So each point is essentially worth 1.5 cents. And Chase is getting rid of that and replacing it with points boost. And how that's going to work is that you can get up to 2x. So each point could be worth up to 2 pennies if you're booking premium cabins on airlines and booking hotels through the Chase edits. But for other redemptions, that's going to vary, and most likely it's just going to be 1 point is going to be worth a penny. So that's a huge downgrade. So in terms of changes and similarities, these are it. Up next, we're going to talk about the new benefits that the Chase Sapphire Refresh is going to come with. And as I mentioned before, here comes the coupon book. So first addition is the edits credit, which is up to $500, and that's 250 yearly credit for edits. How that's going to work is you get $250 from January to end of June, and then another $250 credit from July till the end of December. One big caveat to it is that it requires 2 nights minimum. So for you to get the $250 credit, you need to stay 2 nights. And the edits is similar to the fine hotels and resorts from Amex, which comes with $100 credit for food or spa, and you get breakfast included for 2. It's a good benefit, but the caveat adds a wrinkle to it, so you have to jump through hoops. Next up is the dining credit. Chase Sapphire Reserve added $300 dining credit, which again comes into 2 parts. So 2 $150 dining credit via Sapphire Reserve exclusive tables. And this is very similar to what Gold does with Resi. You don't really have to jump through too many hoops to get the credit. You don't even have to reserve tables or prepay. As long as the restaurant you're going to is part of the Sapphire Reserve exclusive tables, you can use your card and get that credit twice a year for $150 each. Next addition is the StubHub credit. Again, 2 $150 yearly credit. So if you go to concerts or shows twice a year, this should be very easy to utilize. So not much to say about that. Next benefit is the Apple credit. So it comes with $250 Apple TV and Apple Music credit. So you can get Apple TV and Apple Music included if you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And it is not applicable to Apple One. So for people that are not in the Apple ecosystem or use Spotify, this doesn't really come in handy at all. But if you're in the Apple ecosystem, then this is a great benefit. You get Apple TV for free and Apple Music for free. Next benefit is the Lyft credit. You get up to $120 credit for Lyft, and that's $10 a month. So 12 months, that's 120. It's great if you use Lyft. It's not as flexible as the credit that Amex offers for Uber. So with Uber, you can order food or take ride. And with Lyft, all you can do is do rideshare. I personally use the Amex credits for Uber for mostly food. I always utilize it. I'm not really sure if I will utilize the Lyft credit much, mainly because I drive everywhere and I don't really do rideshare. Next up is the Peloton credit, which is the $120 yearly credit. Again, it's broken out to $10 monthly credit. I don't really have any comment to say about it because I don't really use Peloton. So, and last but not least, for basic benefits that are added, is a hotel status. And this is something that has been missing for Chase Sapphire Reserve. Amex Platinum has the gold status with Hilton and Marriott. So nice to see that Chase Sapphire Reserve adds the IHG Platinum Elite. So IHG Platinum Elite status, it's a great addition. Now, if you are a big spender and you spend over $75,000 a year, there are extra benefits that you get. You get the hotel status elevated to IHG Diamond Elite. Then you get an airline credit, $500 for Southwest credit. It can only be used via Chase Travel Portal. You also get the airline status A-list with, again, Southwest. And one thing to note is that Southwest is not a member of any large alliance. So that's a hit or a miss. So it's great if you only travel via Southwest. Lastly, the one benefit that you get is the $250 shops at Chase credit if you spend over $75,000 a year. That's a big ask. I don't really ever spend that much on a single credit card. So that's why the last four benefits, they are going to be for high rollers only and not for your traditional credit card holder. So all in all, a lot of great benefits have been added along with a refresh. Obviously, it comes with a $245 increase, but I think there are enough credits that are added on to make it worthwhile. But if you don't see utilizing those benefits, then it's not worth it. Along with all these announcements that Chase made, there are other announcements that they made. So some of the other changes, and these are very big changes, is that Chase is getting rid of the 48-month rule. So as of now, you have a 48-month rule. So if you get a sign-up bonus through Chase for Chase Sapphire Reserve or Chase Sapphire Preferred, you will not be eligible to get another sign-up bonus for 48 months. But after that 48 months, you can downgrade your credit card to, let's say, Chase Freedom Unlimited, and then apply for the card again. Many people recently did for the Chase Sapphire Preferred when it was having the 100,000 point sign-up bonus. And that was perfectly fine. But Chase is getting rid of that, and they are replacing with what is known as the Chase pop-up jail. It's similar to what Amex has. So when you're signing up for the credit card, if you do not qualify for the sign-up bonus, you'll get a window saying you will not qualify for the sign-up bonus. Would you like to continue? And this is ambiguous because there's no set policy. So I'm assuming what Chase is going to do is they are going to just look at your relationship with them, your spending habits and things like that, and they will determine whether they want to give you a sign-up bonus or not based on that. Again, very ambiguous, so like no set policy, and I'm assuming it's only going to get harder and harder over time to get a new sign-up bonus. Other change that Chase announced is that Chase is also getting rid of the rule where you can either only hold a Chase Sapphire Preferred or a Chase Sapphire Reserve, but not both. That rule is gone, so now starting June 23rd, you can actually hold both the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserved, which is a huge change. But as of right now, the earnings in terms of points, they're very similar. So I am just going to say I believe there is a refresh coming from for the Chase Sapphire Preferred as well. So it will be similar to how the Amex has Amex Gold and Platinum that complement each other and they don't really compete with each other. So like Chase Sapphire Preferred and Chase Sapphire Reserve are going to be similar. So I think there's going to be a lot of changes to the Chase Sapphire Preferred as well. But that's pretty much all the news that I have for the Chase Sapphire Reserve and other changes that Chase just recently announced. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.